The Road to Rio's run through Indianapolis, and that ends today. It's the last day of competitions at Bankers Life Fieldhouse, and our Sunrise reporter Matt McCutcheon is live inside with a behind-the-scenes look at the P&G. Good morning.
Good morning, Chris. Good morning, everyone. This is where all the athletes come after competition to really seek medical treatment for some various things they may need. And with more on that, we're joined this morning by St. Vincent Sports Performance's Ralph Reef. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Matt.
We're talking a lot about wrapping because that's so important before and after competitions. And we were talking earlier, there's a great difference between men and women.
Yeah, absolutely. In today's men's competition, if you look closely, a lot of ankles, wrist will be taped with white tape, and that's very obvious to the crowd. On the women's side, we always make sure that once the protective tape is put on, which might be white in color, that it's always covered with the flesh tone to match the athlete's flesh tone so that it's not appearance to take away from the performance. So look for that subtlety in the women's program.
And we can see right there, there are so many different colors. This is a lot like going for makeup, for example, because all of those colors right there are so individually matched towards skin tones of the women, whereas the men today, like you mentioned, will be wrapped in the white tape.
That's exactly right. And so that's when people who are new to gymnastics, as the athletes sort of get into the sport and start to utilize tape to protect themselves to help with the impact on the vault or the rings or the high bar. They'll have devices that they wear, but they do use a lot of tape underneath. So as we work through their careers, as they go up into different levels, and certainly at this point in their career, they're very common and used to the routine of using tape.
And this is where so many of the professional athletes as well come after they get done out on the floor for pretty much what we see right here. What exactly is this, and how does this work out?
Well, a big part of what the athletes learn through their process of national training, whether it's Colorado Springs for the men or at the Caroli Ranch for the women, is how to take care of themselves. It's certainly it's injury prevention, but it's also performance management. And a lot of the athletes, once they're done with platform training or their competition, they'll want to come back in and get ready for the next day. So one component of that is ice immersion.
Is this right here? And so we had the thermometer out earlier. This is pretty cold. To say the least. We have a thermometer there. What exactly is the temperature show that we have going on?
What we've got going on here. I think we're at 42 degrees right now.
42 degrees. It's very chilly, but
how you doing?
It's a little cold to say the least. But this is a great help for people who just came off of the field, off of competing, and they're just, because ankles are such a vulnerable, one of the most vulnerable spots.
Yeah, the feet and ankle in gymnastics, obviously, they take a pounding, and so part of that process, as you take a deep breath to get used to the cold temperature, it is a very important part of the process of allowing the body to recover appropriately. There's a period of time which you're in right now where the body starts to adapt to this, and without getting into a lot of science, but the body sort of vasoconstricts, and that's an uncomfortable part. And then after about 4 minutes, it starts to dilate and rewarm the area. So it helps flush the lactic acid out, and any kind of micro traumas that occurred helps to manage those.
All right, Chris, I'm in. I have to tell you, we've officially entered the uncomfortable period. My feet, it's sending sensations up my leg. It's cold, but apparently there's a great benefit to this.
Yeah, Matt, my permission to take your feet out of that water. You're not going to be able to walk on them later, I don't think. That's a great look behind the scenes, Matt. Thanks so much.